Good afternoon, guys. How are you today? Hope your Wednesday has been fantastic. It's the only way I know what day it is, by telling you guys on an afternoon live, I tell you. Do say hi if you're on today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Keegan. I'm a consultant and team leader for Turmeric in Australia, and I'm a mum of 4 busy boys. But I love turning up every day to inspire you to get more out of your Thermomix. So today I want to show you how we wash our veggies in our Thermomix, and then how I turn it into something. So I have the leftovers of our yesterday dig up. So a lot of you guys saw me yesterday talk about making ginger paste, and I made ginger paste online yesterday. I yesterday afternoon made a whole lot more ginger paste, and then I made a whole lot of turmeric and ginger paste. And today I thought I'd show you with this last, I don't know that I'll use all of it, but a fair portion of it, about how we actually wash it and then how we use it. The turmeric and ginger paste is amazing. You can use it in teas and stuff like that, but I'm also going to use it after I get offline today to make tandoori paste, which features at our demos, and I'm going to use mine for that. So I'm just going to close the door though. The kids are getting mightily excited, and I think they're going to run in a minute. Hubby's out there as well. It's okay. They're not unsupervised. Hey Carissa, how are you today? So here we go. I've got my fresh ginger. Okay. I think the kids are getting excited, by the way. We've got storms rolling in here in Brisbane at the moment. Now, I'm going to wash it to start off with. So I'm going to get my simmering basket, which I'm hoping I brought in with me. What did I do with it, guys? Having one of those days. It's on the bench. 2 seconds. All right. Now, simmering basket. This is actually so awesome for washing things like grapes and other fruit. Put that inside, and we're going to fill up that simmering basket, because you can see some of this has a little bit of dirt on it. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it off into chunks. I'm not going to include the stems. Okay, that's a stemmy part. I'm not going to include that. And specifically cut, I don't know if you guys can see that, but if you look really closely, will it focus? See that dirt between those two, whatever they're called, things? If I cut down there, then that means when I wash it, that dirt will come out. Look at that. I don't want to cook that. Look at that. So I will scrape a little bit of that off too. In it goes. And for those of you who missed yesterday's segment, these little green bits that are shooting, you can cut off and plant, and they will actually regrow. But I'm just going to cut him off. The kids planted about 15 of them yesterday. Okay, so this is ginger that's going in to start off with, and we're just going to wash it off. So I'll just grab the rest of this. It's so beautiful and fresh. This will last us all through the next ginger season, I suspect. Nope. Alright, what else I have in here is turmeric. Now, I find turmeric is a lot dirtier than ginger. Ginger doesn't seem to hold the dirt as much. Okay, so I'll just chuck this all in. If I see any big clumps of stuff, I will break them off. Now, you don't want to include too many of the roots. You will find the rooting part will actually make it a bit stringy. They have really strong, I don't know what you call it, except for stringy bits through there. So it doesn't matter if there's a few in there, but you don't want, every second one having those big chunky bits. Now I'm going to fill this to the top, and then I'm going to fill it with water. So bear with me for a second. Getting real deal today from my kitchen. Normally I have this chopped and ready to go. I am trying to keep an even amount of ginger to turmeric, because I want to turn all this in a moment into the paste. Here we go. Here's another piece of ginger. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? All right, that'll do us. So now what I want to do is I want to get my water, and I want to fill that up to my max line. So you go all the way down. Remember though, your max line's about that much from the top inside. You don't want to go over that. So you're watching up the sides. Don't go to the max on your simmering basket. That's higher than the max line, yeah? Lid down. Now, to wash things. So you could imagine this being a whole lot of grapes in there. Or maybe it's some plums. Or maybe it's some cherries or blueberries. Blueberries particularly have that, stuff on them. I don't know what the stuff is. Now all we do is we spin it up. And we're just going to spin it up to speed 4. And you can hear the water churning. You can even go, if you think it's not getting high enough, you can have a little squeeze. You go, oh, that's not getting those top ones. Go a bit higher. see that coming up and getting those top ones that are in the measuring cup hole slightly there. So I can see that water bubbling up, which is awesome. That's what we wanted. We wanted it washing everything, and that's how easy it is. 10 seconds at a high enough speed that it's bubbling up. So that was 5.5 for those of you who want to do this at home. Really depends how high you fill your simmering basket though. Okay, and now we've actually washed them off. Now if you were going to use them to dry, like if you want to dry them now, you could put them in the oven, but for the recipe we're going to use, we do not need to. Just let me show you this water. It's gross, man, guys. It's really I might pick this up and show you guys. Look at that. Aren't you glad we didn't put that in our food? So I'm just going to put that aside. I'll put it back in here actually. Dirt and fibres, all sorts of stuff. Put that aside. Try not to spill it anywhere. Alright, so now we're good to move on to our recipe. What I am going to need to do though, guys, actually I've got more water. I was going to say I need to rinse this. It's got dirt in the bottom. Didn't account for that part when I thought, oh, I'll show you guys how to do this today. Now we're going to move on to making the, let's see if I got the dirt out. Okay, 2 seconds. I've got to get to the sink, guys. Say hi if you're watching, by the way. I can see Carissa's on, but if you're watching, let us know what you're having for dinner tonight. I'm going to rinse the bowl out and get rid of the dirt segments before we make our paste. Hang on a second. Alright, best laid plans, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull up my ginger, and I've had a busy day cooking today, by the way, guys. There's lots that has happened here in this kitchen. I'm currently helping consultants get ready for an Easter menu. So some of you guys have probably already heard from me about running an Easter menu where you can learn how to make chocolate and hot cross buns. You can even do chocolate hot cross buns if you like, and a beautiful chicken salad, which is kind of a warmish salad. If you'd like to have a demo, I'm more than happy to do one for you. We can do it virtually, we can do it face to face if you're local enough, all sorts of different ways, so let us know. But anyway, ginger and turmeric. There it is, fresh turmeric and ginger paste. Oh, look at the things for dinner tonight. Hash brown and sausages. Quiche Lorraine with no pastry. Oh, I'm glad you're giving that a go. Yeah, the Easter food's going to be lots of fun, Carissa. Okay, fresh ginger and turmeric paste. You can see it there. It's highly rated. We click on it. It says it's going to take 20 minutes in total. We're going to start cooking. Yes, we're going to quit the active recipe. Okay, I'm not going to do 50 grams. I have a bucket load of this stuff. So I'm going to weigh the total amount in just so we know how much oil to add later. Although I might be a bit short on the oil as well. So let's put this all in. Mine will probably be slightly more turmeric-y than gingery, just because. Alright, let's put it all in. By the way, you could do that rinse another time if you're really worried about it, but considering I'm going to cook it, as long as I've got the dirt chunks off, I'm happy. Alright, so 615 grams, so I'm doing over 10 times the quantity. The Thermomix won't matter. For this recipe, it won't matter. I am nowhere near my max mark, which is one of those things you want to check. If you're doing more than the normal quantity, you want to check you're nowhere near max. And also, I'm going to show you the tips on how to extend our cook time and stuff to compensate. So normally it would be 50 grams of turmeric and 50 grams of ginger. So obviously, actually in that case, we're doing 6 times the recipe, right? You guys know maths is not my strong point. Okay, 60 grams of coconut oil. Now, so it would actually want to be 360 grams of coconut oil because we want 6 times that amount. I'm not going to put in that amount because I don't have that much actually in my jar. So I'm just going to put in, I don't know how much, might even just go the original 60. Had I had enough, I probably would have put close to that amount in, but it is what it is. Roll with what you got, right? You guys know how I roll now. Pepper, not going to put that in. Okay, the reason I'm making it into a paste is so I can freeze it for later use for turmeric, not for turmeric, for anything that calls for turmeric though. So for things like tandoori paste and things like that, or even curries, if they call for, say, fresh ginger and fresh turmeric, I can just get my paste down and use my paste. All right, I could use the separate pastes, but turmeric's far better if it's pasted with something else. And by the way, I wrote down yesterday for you guys, for turmeric, if a recipe calls for, I'm just looking on my board because I wrote it down. If a recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder, you want to use 2 tablespoons of paste. Okay, so it's twice as much paste to powder, just in case you're wondering. All right, so here we go. We're going to skip the pepper. We're going to put the lid back on. And now we're going to chop it down. I love this chopping down with the Thermomix. Amazing. Like if I didn't have a Thermomix, I don't think I'd be making this sort of stuff. You know, half this stuff from our garden would go to waste because I'm not a cook. Okay, without a Thermomix, I don't have the time or the patience. So I love that we can do this sort of stuff. All right, so let's do this. So it's turn the speed selected speed 7. It's got 3 seconds. Up to 7. Let's see how long it chops. Now, it might not be enough. Remember, we've got 6 times the amount that's supposed to have. Let's have a look. Didn't do too badly. There's a big chunk in there, but it's not too badly. So what we're going to do is we'll just hit the back arrow. Let's do that again. Speed 7, 3 seconds. You can hear that last few pieces that just got taken care of in there. Scrape down the sides of the spatula and set the measuring cup. Before I do, let me just show you that. Look at that, guys. Isn't that amazing? I just blown away by the Thermomix and how easy it is. Sorry, guys. Scrape down the sides and then it's going to chop it again. Probably didn't therefore need to do that ourselves, did we? Oh well. Just going to grab that. Looks like it looks like a stone. I'm sure it wasn't a stone. It did sound like one though, didn't it? Alright, let's do one more chop. Speed 7, 3 seconds. I don't know what that is that I just picked out. It literally looks like a stone. Alright, we've chopped that again. Scrape down the sides again. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? Alright, by the way, just a little side note, I do find that home turmeric doesn't seem to stain the same as turmeric. So I did this yesterday significantly. Like I made 4 batches of this turmeric and ginger paste after I made 3 batches of just ginger paste. And you can see my lid is not fluoro green. So it's really quite interesting. My hands had a slight yellow, but it wasn't like you do if you spilled turmeric. So now water, I'm going to skip adding the water because mine was washed, remember, so it was slightly damp still. So don't worry about adding the water. Next, without the measuring cup, okay, important, except we want to do something extra, just as a precautionary measure. We have a 6 times amount in my case today. You may not at home because you may not have a huge abundance like I do at the moment of it. But if you're making it a bigger batch, and I know some of you guys do. I know, I think it was Lynn yesterday said that she makes this stuff all the time. If you do, and you've got this larger amount, you do not want this boiling up, splattering out, and staining your bench in yellow, okay? You do not want that. So as a precautionary measure, simmering basket or your splash guard would do on top, because you do want to let the steam out. That's why they're saying take the measuring cup off. But because I've got so much extra in there, okay, does everyone follow my thinking? I hope so. I'm hoping you get a bit of an insight as to how I try not to make as much of a mess as I might otherwise have, okay? My mistakes over the years. Okay, so it's got 5 minutes, 100 degrees, and speed 2. Now, if I cook it for 5 minutes, it's not going to bring this to the boil, which is what it wants to do, because I've got 6 times as much in there. Now, when I look at how much is in there, I can see it's pretty much close to a litre. And I know that when I'm cooking something about a litre, like I think veggie stock is a prime example, I have to cook that for 20 minutes to bring it up to the boil. So I'm going to look at this timer and I'm going to put 20 minutes on the mark. Did that make sense? I'm going to put 20 minutes on the timer. And I'm going to turn up to speed 2. And it's going to cook. So it is going to take that extra time to get heated all the way through to the boil. If it doesn't get there by 20, I'll extend it by 5 minutes. But yesterday what I found is my 1 litre all the time by 20 minutes, ready to be jarred up. Okay, now yesterday I gave you a tip about using your top as a funnel, and I'd suggest doing that again. Now if you need to sterilise your jars, here is another tip before I go today. That comes off. goes on, this goes in here, lid on, and you've now got yourself sterilised jar at the end. Just remember, your jar will be hot. Don't be tempted to grab it out. It will look like it's not hot, but it's hot, okay? Just lift your aroma off to the side, let it cool, and then add your food to it. So that's how you can sterilise while you are cooking, as long as it's over 100 degrees. 100 or over where it's creating steam, okay? Now what I'm going to do from this point, once it gets done, because after this it's put it in a jar, is I'm actually going to leave a portion of it in the bowl. So I'm going to take most of it out, but I'm going to leave some in there. And you'll see behind my Thermomix over there, I've got a whole lot of ingredients. I'm going to make a big double batch of the beautiful tandoori paste. And then that's what we're having for dinner tonight, is the beautiful creamy coconut chicken with cauliflower rice, which I'm super excited about. It's one of those ones that I make at demos. So if you've not had that at a demo, let's do a demo. It's a phenomenal dish, and it's healthy, it's clean, which I love the most about it. So yeah, book me up for a demo to show you that beautiful recipe. Show your friends. It's low carb. It's, you know, there's no flour, no dairy. Like, it's just a beautiful recipe. So if you've not seen creamy coconut chicken with cauliflower rice, let's do a demo, okay? If you have seen it or you've made it at home, put it in the chat. I'd love to know if you have made that recipe and if you liked it. Now, put that on before I forget. I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Have a fantastic afternoon and evening. Enjoy what you're making for dinner tonight. Enjoy showing your friends and family the Thermomix as you cook for them and feed them and things like that. As they get curious, remember to reach out and have a demo so they can buy a Thermomix and change their kitchen, because it really does transform what you can do and what you want to do in the kitchen. Well, that's my experience anyway. There's no way I would be cooking up ginger and turmeric paste. Actually, one more note about ginger and turmeric paste. In the tips, let me bring up my recipe details. It tells you how you can turn this into a tea, which is apparently amazing. I'm not a tea drinker, okay? I was through COVID, I drank peppermint tea a lot, but I'm not a herbal tea person. Give me coffee and any day of the week. But you can turn it into a turmeric latte. So if you currently go to a cafe and you order a yellow turmeric latte, you can make this. The recipe is on Cookie Do, okay? And you can also use it in curries and things like that. Juices, soups, stews, stir fries, dressings and dips. So there's lots of different ways you can use this. I will just be freezing it, well actually making tandoori paste today, but then freezing the leftovers and just using it over the year as I need it. So there'll be no more buying turmeric powder or those sorts of things. I can just use my jar out and I'll move a jar from the freezer to the fridge. You probably could keep it in the fridge with oil on it, but I've just got so much that I anticipate mine will last me a while. So have a great one, guys. Reach out if I can help. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Same place, same time. And do tell friends and family if they've got Thermomixes and they're not using them the way they can be, please tag them in my page, show them the video so that they can be getting more out of their Thermomix as well. Bye guys, see you tomorrow.